Welcome to the CurvaCast. My name is Jay Gibson Trimble. I'm your host. We are back with day 3 of the 12 days of January. And tonight, I got my little cute little kneecap mug. If you're on video and watching this on YouTube, you see how cute it is. If not, you're missing out on how cute it is. But I definitely needed a little tea tonight. My voice is a little berry whitish. So we're going to be doing a little sipping. Because like I said, my voice is a little deep tonight. But anyway, day 3. Day 1, we talked about the time you get up. Day 2 essentially was more of an accompaniment to that. Well, all of these things are going to be an accompaniment to one another. Surprise. But no, day 2 expanded on that whole idea of what time you get up and what you do, and giving yourself grace and being flexible. Today, day 3, we're talking about priorities. And it's so perfect that this is day 3's prompt, because obviously I decided to do this series at the last minute this year. Like I said, I started it in 2017, and I think that I've done it 2017, 2019, 2021, and now here 2025. And it's almost, like I said, truly perfect that the prompt today is prioritizing, because I obviously didn't prioritize yesterday because I was so sleepy when I recorded. I feel like I just definitely wasn't at my best. Like, I don't write out a script or anything. I go off the top when I do this podcast, because that's how it was created. It was created off the top in the bathtub in 2017. And I feel like me at my most organic is the best way that I can share. I do make a little bit of notes. Like, today is day 3 prioritizing, so I did note that on this little notepad. But other than that, and the fact that I want to talk about the me feeling like, I didn't prioritize yesterday, but also acknowledging the fact that this was very last minute that I decided to do it, and that I reported 2 podcasts on the same day yesterday. So I once again had to go back to day 2, give myself a little bit of grace, because this was all unplanned. It was kind of like last minute. I felt a need to share this because it's something that I love. Like I said, I created it in the bathtub in 2017. It's something that was really important to me. And when I work it, when I use it and work it, it works so well for my life. So I really wanted to share it this year. I feel like after 2024, we can use all the good things we can get, right? And developing the right habits and rituals is truly life altering. So, day 3, prioritizing. The way that I want to redeem myself with myself after yesterday is I've done something that I have done for years. I put in some alarms. So I have an alarm in the morning that reminds me to prep for the podcast. And then I have one at night that reminds me to record the podcast, so that I won't have moments like yesterday. And as I mentioned yesterday, that was a year when I totally had recorded the podcast and everything, but didn't publish it. So that was one of the days that I had used for the whole prioritizing thing. So I say that to say that there will be, of course, moments in our lives when we have the absolutely best intentions, but things may not go the way that we want them to. A girl needs a sip. And that's just life, right? That's how it goes. But that's why I also say that all of these days blend into one another, because when we have those moments where things don't go the way we thought they would or hoped they would, we have to go back to day 2 and remember to be flexible and give ourselves grace. Hi, just interjecting myself in real time during the edit, where I have found that the way that I move my hands caused the whole rest of the video to not be in focus. So for the remaining part of this video portion of the podcast, you're just gonna see this lovely face. Giving myself grace there. We were literally just talking about that. So I am utilizing the things that I talk about. Yeah, I guess it happens. It's never happened to me before, but this is a first. And as you can see, I'm taking it in stride. It happened. I'm keeping it moving. Gonna continue to edit this video. And here's the rest of the podcast. But back to prioritizing. Some of the things that I've used, of course, like I said, I use alarms like crazy. Like my alarms are constantly going off to the point where people, they're always, I use the alarm that sounds like a ghost, kind of sounds like Halloween. And I did that because I had used the other alarms so much over the years, but they just didn't stand out for me. So now I use that one and I hear it all the time because I have a lot of alarms. That's how I kind of like manage my life. Also, at the end of 2024, I bought a Notion template, so I'm going to be working that as well. Like, I like the idea of it. I love that I can do it on my laptop and also I can access it and make updates and all that on my phone as well. So I'm getting into Notion. Gonna watch a few more YouTube tutorials to really figure out how to use it best. But so far, so good. I'm going to utilize these tools to help me prioritize my life with the hopes that, I don't miss the things that are important to me. So, another things that I have used over the years is a system that I call the three things system. And it's essentially taking my large to do list and prioritizing three things that I want to focus on the day. So, the way I break it down, the three things, is usually one thing I don't want to do. Not gonna lie, I always put one thing. I try to put one thing that I really don't want to do on the list because that helps you get those things done, right? And then I do one thing, that is kind of like a long term project. Uh, so I like chip away at that. And then I do something that I really just want to do, and that makes it like less drudgery. Like I'm accomplishing things, but it's not all just grind, 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 things that I hate, right? So that has been a system that I'd followed for a very long time. That has worked really well for me when I actually used it. So the three thing system is a great one to use. Of course, like I said, alarms and then planners. Like I'm using the Notion one. I also have a physical. I have two physical planners because I bought one towards the end of the year that I'm using for like my social media because one of my goals is to increase my presence once again because I had dropped off for a very long time. So one of my goals is to increase that. So I have this social media planner, but then I also have this other planner that's more like a life planner where I can go on and do like mind mapping and other things like that. So today's prompt, prioritizing, is just a reminder to take the things that you have to do. Don't overwhelm yourself with them. Utilize systems that work best for you. Like I said, I use the three things system. I use the planner system. I use the alarms. I use the alarms more than anything because they really, 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 really help me get things done. And I've also been using my notes lately in my iPhone because I like that little ding where you can hit that little hit that little dot and it checks it off for you. I like a good check. So those kind of things, right? And those are not like big things. They're not high tech. They're actually pretty low tech, right? Alarms, notes, a little digital planner, pretty low tech. So just a reminder that one, give yourself grace, be flexible with yourself, and set your priorities. Give yourself systems to get the things done that will instantly make your life feel better. Because and they truly will. Because like when I can check off things on my to-do list, like I said, that little ding just makes me so happy. So that's day 3 of the 12 days of January. Hopefully you got something from this, and we will see you on the next one.